Well, we're all familiar with sources of renewable energy that derive from natural sources like wind, sun, and geothermal power. But what if we could use our own everyday actions to generate electricity? PaveGen Systems has found a way to do just that, developing tiles that harvest energy from footsteps, which generate as much as 8 watts of kinetic energy per step. They have been used at tube stations, schools, and most recently the Paris Marathon. For more on the technology, we're joined by Lawrence Kemble-Cook, CEO of PaveGen Systems. He is in London today. Good to have you with us. Lawrence, thanks for joining us.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi.
Good afternoon. So this is pretty interesting. You walk along these tiles and you generate energy. How much energy can you generate?
So when someone walks on the tile, it converts the weight of their footstep into electrical power, and up to about 8 watts of energy can be produced over the duration of their footstep.
And 8 watts is how much power? How much can 8 watts give you electrically?
So for us, it's all about scale, and one footstep isn't very much power. But when you have millions of people, so if you look at a typical train station in London where 50,000 people pass through an hour, when you combine that energy together and you actually store it, it provides a tangible off-grid solution for anything from lighting to advertising to power applications on our streets.
So you're then marketing to high-traffic areas like malls and sportsplexes, arenas, and so forth. Is that the idea?
Exactly. So wherever there are lots of people walking, that's where we can put our system. So if you could even take a school, for example, and all the students running up and down a corridor. We've had it in a school for a couple of years now, and over 40 million steps have been recorded on our product, and it's actually powering the lights in the corridor itself. But anywhere with high traffic is where we're looking to take that technology to on scale.
And so how did you come up with this?
Well, so I'm the founder and CEO of the company, but I actually started out as an industrial designer, and I was focused around sustainability and the built environment and looking at how can we make our cities more sustainable. And I think there's solar and wind are great, but in some environments they don't really work very well, especially within our big urban areas. So I really had a moment where I thought, well, what if you could tap that energy of millions and millions of people in the world, in the thousands of cities, with a power source that is where and when you need it, so you don't have to really transfer that energy anywhere. It's produced on demand where it's actually required.
And so how does it actually produce it when you step down? How does that actually create those 8 watts?
So when someone walks over it, it moves just 5 millimeters, so a very, very small amount, and it's almost imperceivable to people as they walk over it, a bit like walking on a children's playground. So what happens is we convert that weight of people walking into electrical power through our black box hybrid technology that's embedded within the product.
And so ultimately, from a commercial application, how much would you sell each tile for, and how many tiles would you need, to plaster an airport like Heathrow, for instance?
Well, so for us, the company was founded in 2009 from nothing, essentially. So we're still in the process of scaling it up. It's not possible for us to get volume immediately. But when we get to the stage over the next 24 months where we have that volume production in place, we believe we can actually get the cost of each tile down to the same price, or if not cheaper, than the existing floors. So floors that you'd find in an office or in a subway station, anywhere like that. And for us, on scale, means up to about 500 tiles in busy footfall areas. So at Heathrow Airport, where everyone goes through security, at those barriers, those pinch points where people are really funneled through it, is where we see the technology being used in the most kind of exciting way.
Like the security line, for instance, which is always very
Exactly,
heavily
where
populated.
people are in the queues.
Yeah. And
exactly,
so,
where people are queuing and they can jump up and down as well.
Just about a minute left, Lawrence. So are you approaching some big investors, private or otherwise, to try to make this a big thing?
So I think for us, we need scale, and we need to have people who understand where we are and can see our objectives and our vision of where we want to take it. So one thing we do need is the right partners to help us get that scale. To be in every country in the world needs investment and needs the right partner who's got that infrastructure. So as you can imagine, with a small company, the right partner is absolutely vital for us going forward.
Pension funds, for instance, that look at private infrastructure investments?
yeah, that space is all exciting. You know, there's the venture capital world, the private equity, and all those things. You know, there is a lot of interest there, and we're in a stage where we're lucky. We've got product. It's in production. It's commercial at the moment, just beginning to get really commercial and being used within a whole load of different sections. You know, we've even got the product in Australia, throughout Europe, and the USA. So it's already getting to the point where it's getting exciting, and it's getting to a point where, you know, you'll see these in the ground very soon, when you walk to work next time, hopefully.
All right, Lawrence, thanks for joining us. Pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Lawrence Kemble-Cook, CEO of PaveGen, joining us from London, England. You are watching Headline on BNN.